more information you have, the better the decisions. Data is crucial to do important decisions in Dota games and even before the Dota game in preparation. I think it's really cool that a big company like SAP is investing into esports and that I can be a part of it is amazing.
EG going to take down the first game, but the big question we have on the desk, did EHOME beat themselves in their draft? My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host. I'm joined on the desk by Gods and Black, and we're going to talk about this series in detail and try to predict what's going to happen in the next one.
So this is EHOME, and this is EHOME's draft.
I got Black some toys so he would behave on the desk, and even that failed. So we're just gonna
he's getting a bit better than yesterday at least, you know. Or he's picking up.
Yeah, that wasn't too tough. Gods, Black, you're in timeout. Gods, what did you think of the draft coming out from EHOME?
They had no late game, nothing to hit buildings with, and as a result, their play was just desperate. They were like desperately trying to push, trying to play the early game, and it's not working. Second the BKBs came from EG, the game is just over.
I know Black was being slightly hyperbolic, but he said something along the lines of, if VP drafted this and played against any team, they would lose. That's how bad you said the draft was.
I thought it was like a 90-10 draft, something like that. It was ridiculous. Like, you can't draft this kind of thing. It's 2019, man.
Do you feel like it was that hard to win with it? Do you think it was really a 90-10 scenario, Gons?
Yeah, probably. It's just how...
Also how they laned. Carry Tinker and Leshrac mid. Everything was so off.
The lanes ended up not costing them too much, I don't think. They definitely gave Sumail a lot of space in the mid lane, but I think it's much more than the lanes this game. It's just how the draft really came together. Like, yeah, Lesh Tinker as your 1-2 position, all magic damage, nothing against BKBs. Some building push with Edict, but not really amazing. Leshrac versus TB, I don't really feel like it's actually particularly good for Leshrac because you just melt to the TB metamorph. He outranges you, you try to walk up to him, you just die to the right click. So it wasn't pretty for EHOME, even though the game for 25-30 minutes felt kind of close. It really wasn't.
They kind of outplayed them a lot, though. I think EHOME had a lot of good fights. They won they shouldn't have, where they just outplayed EG. They caught them out of position. They were in really good positions themselves, but if you have this kind of draft, you can't punish anything. Like, they won a team fight, they got a Roche, and it took them like 40 seconds.
I mean, Kyle was even saying that. I felt like EHOME was playing better than EG. Yeah, they team wiped them, they got a Roche. EG, they win one fight, they get double racks. Game is just over. Like, all it takes for EG is one successful team fight where Tinker dies, and with Terrorblade, you just push buildings.
And also, doesn't this somewhat just play right into EG's hand? This is a team that's wanted to make sure they make it to the late game. They're focusing a lot on the team fight with heroes like Phoenix. Did EHOME just give them the time that they needed for everything on EG's side to start clicking?
Yes, they did.
But you can't end the game earlier, too.
Yeah,
because you don't have tower push.
Ending games early, even if you had a bit more tower push, it just doesn't... I don't know, I don't think it's going to work. Like, let's say you put in like a Shaman or something else, like with some building push potential. It just doesn't still look like a draft to me.
I mean, TB had minute 15, Yasha BKB. At that point, he's like virtually indestructible.
Yeah. This is where if EG was in EHOME's position in the draft, they would have last picked an Arc Warden instead of Leshrac. And then it's like, okay, you've got this late game scaling hero, you've got a way to go late game. Instead, they get a Leshrac. They just double down on this early game magic damage, which is just not going to do it for you.
Yeah, and of course, as we saw, EG loves going late game, doing it here once again. They were not even trying to end the game early. They were just farming up, just staying in their own half, farming the enemy side of the map when they can. And that's just EG.
Just hanging out, waiting for the GGs to come in. But when you look at the side of EHOME, you basically say, okay, it just looks like they basically beat themselves. EG, can we even get any temperature on how they are playing? I know you mentioned, Kyle said, it looked like at times EHOME was even outplaying that, but can we really even assess how EG is feeling, how they're looking for the rest of the day? Or was this not an accurate depiction of what we can expect from either of these teams, even within this series?
I think they still have a lot of polishing to do. S4 had another very rough game. But, Sumail back on his OD again.
So as a team, I don't think they necessarily played around each other perfectly, but some individuals stepped up. Sumail was like 17-1 there at the end. Sumail, super flashy stuff from him. A lot of fun to watch. Fly's Phoenix going for Midas, playing a bit greedier this
Midas
game.
Radiance.
I liked it. It's good to see Fly recognize this is a slow game. We're going late game. I've got this GPM talent, get this Midas. where there's no pressure on us. I'm going to go, Midas Radiance. I think EG individually made good item calls, made good plays. It's just the team wasn't clicking perfectly, but first game of the day as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited to actually see what strategies we see come out again. Do you think it's really on EHOME right now to just go a completely different route in the draft? Because to a certain degree, it feels like that draft was so reactive. They were really looking at how EG set the tempo in the draft.
I expected something like a Faces Void, just get a winning condition. This game they had none. They can win fights, you win a fight, and then nothing. It's just not gonna work. Not in this kind of like caliber Dota.
Yeah, for what Gods was basically saying, it was like, yeah, they win the team fight, and then what do they convert it to? What are they able to actually do after you win a team fight? So they definitely need to find ways to get that into their lineup this time around. EG, I feel like they just try to do the same thing again, right? There's pretty much no pressure on them at this point.
Yeah, they'll secure, just, cover the basics. We talk about drafting. There's a lot of check boxes that you just want to tick one by one, and EG is very good about doing that. Hard carry for Arteezy, playmaker for Sumail, playmaker type row move for Crit, solid support for Fly. Like they get it all. They make sure they tick all the boxes, and at no point does ever feel like EG has an incomplete draft.
Can you please ban the OD as EHOME though?
I agree.
It's the 4th game in a row he gets it. Uncontested. Again, he gets a free farm lane.
5th game, I think. It goes even
Fifth
before
game
the
even?
BO3 yesterday, yeah.
Like, they don't even try to counter him, Yesterday he got it 3 times against VG, and they didn't try to counter him. Today, same thing. And he just does his own thing all the time. He deals so much damage in all these fights. He plays his hero really well. Just at least make him play something else. You obviously can't beat it.
I mean, that's the thing, too. It's getting scarier and scarier as he just racks up game after game after game. It's been 5 games in a row.
I mean, he probably came into this tournament with 10 OD games play. I'm not going to play the hero so much. And the first game, he's like, oh, what do I actually build? What items? Oh, this is kind of good. Now in the 5th game, he's like, whoa. Show on, 17-2.
Best OD in the world.
Crushing kids.
Yeah, just absolutely bodying people up on the main stage. But in all reality, the way that they've prioritized the OD, they want it. Can you ever let somebody have something that they want, especially at this level, when you're down to the wire that frequently? I mean, maybe you give it a test once, let him take a little bit of a nibble with the OD, and then you go, ouch, that hurts. Stop.
They banned Puck instead of OD. Like, yes, Sumail's a good Puck, but EG are not playing Puck other than 1 game against Aster. Like, what are you thinking banning Puck instead of OD? Makes 0 sense.
All right, so you don't like what EHOME's banning. You don't like what they're trying to do to actually counter EG based off of their actions. Does this fall in line with what you were panicking about before we even saw EHOME really start their run into CQ Major?
They played so well in this game, but it all fell apart in the drafting stage already, which we criticized before the game even started. And if they can't fix this, they have no chance of winning against EG, who always has a solid lineup to, at the very least, be 50-50 in the draft.
And now we're going to be taking a look at the next draft of a series that could end here. We could see EG move on forward. If you move on forward here, you end up playing the winner of whoever does take down the next series between LGD and Fnatic. Then the winner of that moves on to play Secret for a spot in the grand final. EHOME needs to make their stand here and extend it all the way to a 3rd game, and an early TB coming out here again for EG, backed up by the Tiny. EHOME, though, with the Tusk.
Taking the Tusk this time instead of, what did they take last time? Tiny, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think they took Tiny first.
Tiny, I want to say, yeah.
Yeah. Now, 2nd phase, they're definitely going to ban OD, though. I believe in them and their capability of doing so. Oh, they pick it up themselves. All right.
That works.
That works.
They've got to feel confident because they could just ban this out. They don't need to pick it to block EG getting it. So they must feel like they can utilize this hero well, and also what they've seen EG do, they must feel it's incredibly strong.
You get that camera shot, you're like, oh shit.
I gotta play another hero.
You gotta do something else.
Well, he's played the hero more than anyone at this tournament. He knows probably how to beat the hero better than anyone at this tournament.
True.
He was probably so bored of playing it too. Can I just get something flashy, man?
Did you see that last game? I think he was having fun. He was buying refresher in the enemy fountain, dropping sanities in the enemy fountain, diving enemy fountain. He was definitely having a good time.
That is one thing I'll say with the EG too. Everybody talks about how they are really. There's that Puck again, but I will say, everybody talks about this being a team that feels comfortable in the loser portion of the bracket. they don't feel the pressure. They can make that run. It just wakes them up. It gives them that hunger. It allows them to start to play to their full potential. When you see them around the event, at no point, I think Bulba maybe you could say Bulba at times seemed like a little bit stressed, but nobody else looks stressed when you see them around the event.
Bulba is like, he's absorbing the stress of everybody. When you see him sometimes, like,
it's important for the team though.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a good job in that regard, and I mean, you can tell.
He tries to play it off cool though all the time.
Yeah, he's
you walk up to him, I'll be like, yeah, is it hard for you to like watch your team play?
Nah, I'm good.
It's like, no, I'm fine. It's legs shaking.
Yeah, legs shaking. He's like, oh god, oh god.
Ace game. And we're gonna see the Phoenix once again. We've seen this Phoenix. Oh, we've seen the Phoenix how many times now? For them.
Three
third time?
games,
Three in
third
a
time in
row?
their last
Yeah.
2v3s, yeah. It might be just 3 in a row too.
And it's super good against OD and Tusk. Juggernaut.
But say EHOME, whatever you do, pick a scaling physical damage core.
Yeah.
Jug or PA, yeah, they're not the best matchups for his TB, but I think you just need them for your draft. Get some building push. You've got the OD as at least somewhat of a solution for the TB.
Yeah.
Picking a Jug to me is okay.
Underlord.
All right.
I mean,
Well, it's another hero that can kind of mitigate some of the TB's damage, so I feel like you don't need a carry that is designed to counter the TB when you have these two heroes.
yeah.
What, Black? What do you want to say?
He's straightening up a bit. I'm pretty sure it's just the headset pushing them. You know what I mean?
Who are you to judge fashion?
I'm not judging. I'm saying it looks great. It makes me happy every time I see it.
Doom. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think any of us are anyone to judge fashion here at the desk. I've been going about my superstitions the entirety of this tournament, so I can't judge.
When it comes to fashion, I'm definitely like a fucking caveman.
Yeah, you're probably the worst on the panel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like not only the panel, probably on the entire event, everybody's better than me.
Yeah.
Even the crowd.
yeah, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
like certainly.
Yeah, you drop the ball habitually.
Yeah, but it's fine. I got my own qualities, you know. Can't be good at everything.
Yeah, you're good at Dota and
Yeah. Anti-mage.
good at AM.
Yeah, he
Terrorblade.
corrects you. Good at no, good at
just an AM spam
No,
right here.
there was not a correction. It was an add-on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're always right too. That's
Exactly.
the other thing
Okay.
with Black.
Yeah.
So you
And Doom, quite good against Underlord though, since it's max HP damage.
It's also here, you know, you can go 0-5, but you got Devour, you can catch up.
Yeah. Or like yesterday, 0-7.
Yeah.
They do go for
There's
the jug.
Jug. Alright, this makes sense. It's
Very unfavorable matchup, but
yeah.
you can make it work. Other teams made it work.
We've
The OD can counter the TB.
Yeah, we've seen Jug actually win games against TB this tournament.
Yep. So now they're looking for position 4?
5, right? I mean, unless Tusk is a
5?
5, but it's probably going to be the Innocence hero for Y.
If you have... No, EG has last pick. Okay. Yeah, then this makes more sense.
And EG's last picking Sumail's hero. They're going to be playing crit on Tiny most likely. They pick his hero in the first stage.
Yeah. And then Sumail is gonna be on... Honestly, I wouldn't mind a sniper too much.
Sniper TB, it seems okay. There's just no heroes to get on top of the sniper really right now.
Other than the snowball.
Yeah.
And Blink Daggers later on. What else is there? Puck is banned. What else is good against OD? Trying to think. Thinking is not one of my strengths, though.
Definitely isn't. Thinking, dressing, both categories you completely fail in.
Yeah.
Bring back the mid-nature's prophet.
Yeah. Do it.
That hero should beat OD mid with Trina. I feel like you actually.
Yeah, but
could
no one
crush that
solo
lane
killed him.
when
But
he
there's
was,
also no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one OD solo killed him.
Imagine he misplayed that a bit too.
Ah, of course. Like, you don't die to OD before 6.
You Bulba there for a second, looking pretty confident.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's no pressure on them right now at all. They love their draft. EHOME is a bit more like, ooh, we're feeling it.
You got. Could see Husker. Does Sumail play Husker?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he plays most heroes.
Yeah.
The question is how well and how much does he like it. Because if he doesn't like to play a hero, he won't play as well. Juggernaut against the egg, obviously.
Cheesy just looks bored. He's just like, that's
Can we just
EG in a
start
nutshell. It's
playing?
just like,
Yeah, you just start playing.
Can we get into
like,
this
draft,
game?
like, why do we need to have a draft, guys?
Terrorblade, my feet on the chair.
I feel like no Dota players wear shoes.
I mean, they have shoes under the desk. Like they come in with shoes, but they're
I
under
know
the
they
desk right now.
walk up with the shoes, but I feel like none of them sit down. Like, I don't know many players that do that. They're
It's not
always
comfortable, dude. It's so uncomfortable. You sit there for like an hour with your shoes on. Your
You're
socks are
buying
gonna
your own
get
shoes
sweaty.
then.
I don't know.
Like
Yeah, I can't feel my shoes when I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just there.
how are you sitting? I'm sitting in like this scissor position,
Like, I'm not.
like this.
What? You're scissoring while you're playing? What?
Yeah, the scissor position.
I don't know that position.
Like, like this. That's how I play.
That's not what that's called.
How is it called?
That's not what that's called.
Cross-legged?
Oh,
It's a
cross-legged position.
Butterfly.
Butterfly, whatever it's called, you know what I mean.
Considering something very different. But
What is scissor?
Black sit
Okay,
down.
never mind. Yeah.
there's the sniper band.
Good band coming in.
Yeah. Shaman.
How do you like the shaman here?
Whoa, Shaman, mid-Shaman? Wait.
No,
No,
it's
sorry,
OD.
that's that's right. I just saw it on the screen. I didn't know. Okay, that's
Are you thinking about something else right now?
Yeah, look. So Shaman, that was
I don't
okay.
know
I
what's
thought that was
going on
EG's pick.
always.
That's EHOME.
Like you two are on some shit. That's all I know.
Just Black. Let's talk about Dota, man.
And please, Black.
I have been talking about Dota and how I'm sitting on a chair. and you're laughing
Oh,
at
Death
me.
Prophet.
DP.
That's a Sumail hero. Haven't seen too much of it this tournament.
It's good against the lineup though.
Yeah, gives them that. DP versus OD, you've got a silence, which is pretty annoying. OD's going to have to go kind of BKB against that.
And you
Gives
play
them
counter timings too.
Yeah.
Like when OD is weak, DP is super strong.
Sit down. There you go.
getting too excited.
Now he's self-conscious about how he sits. All
Yeah.
right, so let's talk about these drafts. DP, not something we've seen very much of. Why are we seeing the DP come out here?
Well, DP, as I said, is a counter timing to the OD. OD is very weak to DP until he actually gets a BKB. And even then, he can still die very easily to the ghosts. And Juggernaut doesn't particularly like playing against DP either. DP buys the Yules.
Yeah,
And the jug spin doesn't help.
Yeah. Okay.
Last time, we liked EG's pick a lot more. Are we feeling the same way before we jump into the game?
Yeah, I think, again, it's EG just following their draft formula from start to finish. Pick crits hero in the first two with the core hero, with the TB. And, I think EG just have a better understanding of how to play in draft right now.
All right, we're going to have to see. Is EG going to be able to take this one cleanly? Is it going to be a 2-0, or is EHOME going to be able to extend it to a third game?
Personally, I'm hoping for a game 3, but I'd also just like to clarify something the panel was talking about. The best people do their things without shoes on. I, myself, have no shoes whenever I cast.
I kept my shoes on.
It's the winner's
That's what
way.
you do.
Well, you're my rock. You're my analytical rock. But I need the fancy footwork that cannot be done inside of shoes.
Whatever you say, Toby.
Let's get to the game. We've got a fantastic draft from both sides. This one, Kyle, feels a lot better matched up. EHOME have a lot better combination of different heroes to work.
Yes,
And,
definitely.
and types of damage, mainly.
Yeah, it's a more balanced draft. They did what I expected them to do in the first game. EG go Tusk Terrorblade. This game they go the Tiny Terrorblade. You just take the OD. Second game in a row, EG prioritizing Radiant, EHOME preferring first pick. The exact same bans in the exact same order from both sides. The only switch up was EHOME going Tusk over Tiny. I think that's just a better hero in general. Crit did way more work on Tusk in the last game than I felt Tiangming was able to do on his Tiny. It's just the nature of the hero. You can play defensively. You're stronger in the laning phase, finding kills. More like you aren't as affected by BKBs either because of the interrupt of your ultimate and the shards.
This is, okay, Innocence. Is he trying to make it really obvious that he planted the ward down? Because he walks underneath the Radiant Tower. Doesn't take any damage, but just very much envision. The ping's exactly on point.
It's mind games, though, because he could also be baiting that he placed this ward.
That's right. He actually,
the sentry.
technically, when he came under the tower, he had already placed
Exactly.
the ward. As that, like, guys, he's pinging this, but why is he walking there? Next level play. So the lanes, they're going to bounce around. I was actually kind of wondering where Faith Beyond would end up, if it would end up having this Doom versus Underlord matchup. But instead, they're sending the Underlord towards the top lane. It's going to have Juggernaut from Ego onto the off lane to work with the dual support off. We're going to see the Shadow Shaman as well, a hero who has been popping up throughout the playoffs.
I like the decision from EHOME, though, because you don't want to ever put Underlord against a Doom 1v1. He out-regens you because of the Devour mechanic, and the Infernal Blade is max HP-based damage, much like the Death Prophet Drain. Both of these heroes are very good against Underlord. He's always tanky, but he suffers when he's able to be taken down by abilities that are percent-based.
Speaking of suffering, I kind of want to keep my eyes on S4. Mainly because he used the TP to go out to the Tier 1 tower this time, directly in front of EHOME, and they just like, it's a will to dive. S4 at least can juke it up a little bit, but they just keep ether shocking him down. Now you go into your tag team, and with the spin damage, they're a little bit clustered inside the trees. EHOME walking over their own feet, but this is the exact thing we were worried would happen again. S4 locked in, brought down. And without a TP to walk back to the lane, it's 28 seconds on cooldown. He'll end up having the long walk of shame, but at the same time, mid-matchup. You were mentioning it during the draft. It's really good for a Death Prophet against the OD. Yeah,
the matchup itself isn't ideal, but throughout the game, OD hates playing against silence, and Sumail's going to be able to hit him with a 6-second silence for like super long range. In addition, you naturally itemize for Yules, you buy a BKB, and you're high end. So OD never really has that massive hammer damage. Bottom, that was huge because not only does EHOME get the kill, but also they gained lane control. So S4 has to walk back, and he's going to be buttered up very easily if they choose to go on him again because of all the distance you now have to find kills on this Doom. He does hit level 2. But
he had to devour a creep on the side, so I don't think he even can stay at this camp long enough. It's a Centaur as well as the Smasher. Because he's stuck around, they can potentially body block him in the tree lines. So nice control. They have to keep it up, however, but there's no level 2 on Shaman. He is a small amount of XP away from getting it. And with the shackles, they could have tried to take the fight. In fact, now level 2 is up, but no way for Tusker to close the distance.
I think you want to wait if you're EHOME. Just get the Tusk level 2 and then look to get aggressive. Now, because that's a sure kill. It requires too many, you got to block him. Jug has to chase away from his creeps. Just take the guarantee. In top lane, we haven't discussed it, but Faith Beyond also equally struggling. He's already burned through all 6 of his tangos, and he's still not level 2.
This is the difference, right, between the Doom as well as the Underlord, where Doombringer, because of Devour, he has this mechanic to catch up. We saw S4 have this exact problem yesterday, except yesterday's problem was a lot more. I think it was 7 kills in 7 minutes, 7 deaths in 7 minutes against his name. This time around, it's a lot better. Faith Beyond up on top lane has Innocence to help him out, and they actually look towards Fly. Innocence actually begins his attack onto Fly. A little bit difficult when he gets hit by the Fire Spirits while on bottom lane. It's actually Crit who gets to combo together with S4 to find the kill. They have the extra damage thanks to the clap creep.
150 damage and a 25% move slow for 3 seconds. The best creep for a Doom to grab, being aggressive. You could argue.
Now they move top. Snowball going in after Terrorblade. Arteezy had a free game before he begins his TP, but the shackles are available. Terrorblade will fall, and Fly has no other choice but to back up behind the Tier 1.
Well played by EHOME. This is the power of that Rasta. They last pick it for a reason. The same combination Vici Gaming likes to utilize. Shadow Shaman Tusk is so much threat.
One more attack up the hill. He doesn't get the miss. But Fairy Fire from Sumail keeps him alive. The intel steal was good, and he was able to salve himself up and repair all the damage that Sumail did to him while Sumail was imprisoned.
You can see
they want to go for more.
They're thinking about it. Fly does have dime, though.
This is what needs to happen. They're trying to contest Arteezy's catch-up, which is just to walk into these small camps and continuously farm.
This is a cool decision from EHOME. I like it as well. You pressure Artur. He played a pretty easy game in game 1, just effectively just free farming the entire time. Now, yes, you've hurt Ego a bit. He's bottom against 2, but he got so much free farm at the start that it's more difficult for Ursa Tiny to shove him completely out of the lane, whereas up top, Artur's been relegated to the jungle.
In towards the mid. I just need to get the control. Sumail slowed up. ASD, he's already at 7 intel stolen. Needs a little bit more damage. Crit creates the space with the avalanche. So EG can walk back behind their own tower while Fly to Icarus dive away to safety up on top. Shaman had Hex and Shackle, but didn't have the vision to get the disable before the TP completed.
Sumail's just going to sit mid, pops the salve. Shrines are active, Doom going to TP top. And they recognize Artur just can't lane, but he's in trouble.
Artur is actually dead. They start with the Hex, they can go on to Spin and Shackle, and Arteezy cannot walk away. No TP supports to come in from supports because, well, they just don't exist.
And this is a repeat of game 1. EHOME just moving around the map more efficiently. Like, that's a free death Artur just gave away. There's no supports showing. You've got to assume that you're unsafe here. That's a Juggernaut. Just one stun. That's going to be a kill every time. And Now he's going to go out back to the woods, TPs to the shrine. I think he has to stick in the jungle now.
They're going forward with Crit, trying to find initiation while Death Prophet has a Spirit Siphon up. Snowball protects 2, and they're going towards Samel. That's the target they want to kill off. ASD up on the hillside, does the damage, gets the distance away from Crit. Now can continue to fight if they want to. And they will not do so. Back up from the mid. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Ego, as well as the Shaman, pushing down the buildings. This is such a huge wave to push because it comes with the catapult. And Ego just has to spin once, and the creep wave is gone.
Yep. I love the Rasta as well. Just makes the game easier to play for EHOME. You have this natural way to take objectives without having to gain some sort of huge advantage in the waves. Like Terrorblade with meta, sure, you can deal with the wards, but otherwise, EG, you're probably just going to have to ditch any objective that EHOME really want to take down.
Terrorblade with meta just wants to try and farm the jungle, but EHOME, once again, the invasion on the back of an Invid's Room for Innocence. They're able to scout this out. The courier flying a ward out to Fly. Shadow Shaman gets the Hex off. Shackles as well. Icarus dives available, so Fly will use it. The Ether Shock does a hell of a lot of damage, but they want to move over the targets. Innocence puts down the Observer up on top. Faith Beyond continuing his run. TP support's coming in from OD. He wants a defensive imprisonment to save Faith Beyond some time. In fact, he goes aggressive. Faith Beyond just continues to walk away while Crit comes back to the world of reality, and reality is death.
Again, well played by EHOME. Like, they're moving around the map very efficiently. They're the ones pressuring. Look at the warding they have as well. Already developed control throughout the entire EG jungle. Don't believe there was no vision from EG, so they have no idea where any of these wards may have been placed, and they have utter dominance in the bottom half of EG's woods.
You see the intimidation factor on bottom lane too. Juggernaut's not even level 6, but because Shaman was just hovering nearby, Fly drops the ward, but okay, Shaman, did he actually see that around the trees? Fly may not have been visible, but he'll need TP support if he wants to kill off this Shaman. Support is walking in from the Death Prophet, but underneath 2 Observer wards.
That's the downside of that initial exchange by Tianming. Sure, you did a bit of harassment to Phoenix, but you're so far away from your base, and you have no method of regenning your mana, so he's been walking around with 1 spell for quite some time. Might be able to find the Phoenix. Nope.
Icarus dive away, and they can't find the kill in mid. Samel's Observer Ward actually saw Tuskar move in there, but he also committed a scan just to double check that Tuskar was hanging around. But now the rotation comes top, and now it's EG's vision that works for them. They back up from the tower.
S4 has a Vlad's already. It's 8 minutes in. You did not exactly have a free game either. Not level 6 yet, but they should be able to secure this tower. Although this is the strength of Underlord. Faith Beyond just planting himself, spamming the wave, like all the melee creeps just die.
He's coming from behind, the beginning extra TP to the top lane. They want to try and fight underneath this Underlord. Tiny is going to be there. They already get the toss back. Underlord begins the TP away to safety. Tuskar will keep him alive inside the snowball. Watch the mechanics work. Underlord, no! The send back, it didn't come in time. Innocence tried to buy as much space as possible, but it still wasn't enough.
Well, it's big for EG. They get this tower as well. Fly farming bottom uncontested. Yeah, the Rasta and the Jug could kill him in tandem, but Fly's playing bottom side of the trees. As you can see, he'll get vision of the Rasta, and unless they get the Hex off.
Hex? They got the Hex off. OD's moving. Wait, he didn't follow up with the shackles. He was trying to buy the extra time for OD to walk down. ASC was just a little bit too late to the fight.
That's just well played by Fly. You know, keep shoving into my tower. I don't care. I'm a Phoenix. I want level 6.
And Crit wants to try and fight it. Like, he wants to toss Ego over to S4. S4's got Doom available. So if Juggernaut wants to present himself, he'll go for it.
You can get it off. You can actually get it off mid-air, so he won't be able to get the spin off if they do execute that toss back properly, and S4 is able to pre-click that Doom. Crit will find the Underlord. Probably just gonna get out of dodge.
Technically, who's finding who? Samel turns around, 3 heroes together. Shards fly forward, but it pushes Crit away and locks Faith Beyond on the bottom side of the ramp. And it was not the shards they were looking for.
They also secure 3 bounty runes on the side of EHOME there, so still, you know, look at the map control. EHOME certainly happy with how they've played thus far, and unlike the previous game, they're not on as much of a clock. I love watching Chinese teams specifically utilize Underlord. It's a hero a lot of squads in the West just refuse to pick, and it offers you that map control that EHOME was so easily able to abuse in the previous game until their draft just ran out of gas.
It also makes it more punishing for EG as the later game does kick in. Shadow Shaman, we've already seen how well he can do once Mass Open Wards and Refresher Shard arrives. It's just this great disabler. Then again, like the key items for him has normally been Blink and BKB in the last couple of days. But S4's having the time of his life. He's actually the #1 net worth on EG. I don't know if that's a good thing, however, because it means Arteezy's falling behind.
The Death Prophet as well. This is a hero, like any, he dances with his HP bar. And if you're able to just turn a fight around, get some drains off, survive, you're reliant on that turnaround. But when you're playing against heroes like OD, like Jug, the CC that the support duo offers.
S4, did he stay too long? Here comes the Hellfire. Snowball will come forward, but they've already used the shard, so the block is gone. EG may want to try and turn this one. Crits arrive, Fly begins his TP in.
Got egg.
And he completes it too. But while this happens, Arteezy gets space.
Yep,
Underneath dire vision, but he has space.
You have the OD though this game. I can't believe EG got our World Devour in the first game. That boggles my mind. But you know, game 2, this hero is bonkers. You see the Underlord TP come in. This is out of smoke. EG will have no idea that this move has occurred. They scan, expecting perhaps a Shrine TP, but that didn't occur. And look at Artur.
Oh, he moves down.
Scouting with the illusion though.
Now that he is, but no. He doesn't see around the trees. Now he goes down into the lane. Sees, but has to cut through the path. Begins his own TP out. They don't see him. The TP, the snowball will end up cancelling it. Arteezy will die. He almost got away, but you want to turn your attention towards the mid lane. Fly as well as S4 doing the wraparound with the Observer Ward. They see the Juggernaut. Spin is out, but Doom will go through this, and he gets back to the tier 2 tower. ASD, it's going to be the imprisonment. Keep the Doom out of play. Build up this intel, and then drop the Eclipse if possible. Doom will fall and even get the Hex. Fly, Shackles means the Supernova cannot come out. Fly, he tries to drop down one sprite. He has to Nova if he's going to survive this, but there's no way he does. He'll die from imprisonment and it'll be a waste of an ultimate. But look at this sustain, drop the healing ward, and EHOME push.
I watched EG do that exact same move with the same failed result against Vici yesterday. That's not a dive you want to be making as two players. These teams from China right now are too active in the blink forward.
This blink from ASD is really paying for itself. Death Prophet, the Omni Slash kills her off so quickly. Doombringer TP's in to try and do the defense, but no level of aura that he provides will allow them to survive. EHOME already used the Mass Wars, but here we go again. Another blink imprisonment from ASD. Support's arriving. The Pit controlling up Tiny. He wants to walk away.
No.
The Centaur! Neutrals fighting against China. EHOME will have to back up all 5 heroes getting stomped off. I thought Centaur wasn't even picked.
Man, even the neutrals are biased for EG. I love the aggression that EHOME's playing for. They learned from their game 1. What do we got to double down on? The aggression. They were abusing EG around the map. This game, they take themselves off the clock, and it's now far more complicated and difficult for Evil Geniuses to deal with this. But they need to actually make moves.
Yeah.
And the support duo specifically for EHOME just feels so much better. Tusk Rasta.
Toss back. That could have been a better way to do it, but you've still got Tusker Snowball. You've still got Ice Shards.
I already feel like Tian Mingus had more impact on this Rasta than the Jakiro previously. Although
Such a great 5th pick.
Yeah.
He's going to have the range too, like building into Ether Lens. They're going to have the Blink Dagger. He can keep up with the rest of the team, but also be almost far enough out of range that there's no way for EG to counter initiate. Because how does EG do that? How does EG counter a fight that EHOME begins?
Yeah. And there's subtle differences as well in the way EHOME plays because of this. You're now playing a 4-position Rasta and the 5 Tusk, whereas previously you had your Tiny as the 4 and the Jakiro 5. And it always feels like these Chinese teams do so much better with that squishy hero actually acquiring the farm. Rasta is a force if he's able to get enough items.
There's a lot of heroes up on top lane. EG is starting to bring more, however, as the Hexes come out. Mass 7 was committed. They want to keep the Shackles over on the Doombringers so the damage can kick in. But then Phoenix Sun and Doom both being committed. This is a real troublesome fight for Ego. He will be brought down because Samael was able to get in range. Gets the last hit. Mass 7 Ward's farmed up. But meanwhile, it's going to be Samael. OD has arrived in the fight. looking for more up in the trees. The Hex is around, they're controlling S4. Shackles are up. You got Faith Beyond to lend the secondary stun. S4 is just trapped, and all that stolen in now being used to amplify the damage of the OD. Does he pop from this? They want to stick around to ensure it, but ASD was already walking away. Real men don't look at explosions.
There's the issue with the whole Death Prophet counters OD argument, because while that may be the case, OD offers so much burst damage. Death Prophet thrives in longer engagements, and OD, especially with the hammer up, just doesn't give you that opportunity. And look, again, this Blink Dagger.
It does so much work. Crit begins his own TP out. Omnislash need the extra damage. Crit! Oh. Calculated, you could say. Double Bracer, he knew he'd survive.
It gets the cooldowns expended. Well played by Crit, who, as always, looks good.
Yeah.
Looked very good today. Yesterday, you didn't really see him much in that previous game. Did a lot of calculated feeding.
Feels hard for him to shine in this series, with the ES being banned out, hilariously enough, and maybe this is the reason too that goes to your point, where first pick was always EHOMEs. They're making sure that EG just can't get that easy first pick ES, and EG ban it themselves. First 2 games, as if we have a third, were both banned out by evil geniuses.
I expect that trend to continue here. EarthBeard definitely demonstrating it's the best 4 position in Dota when you have some of these superstar players on the hero. S4 going back into the Dire Woods, but he's right on top of that Observer Ward. It'll fade in 20 seconds, but they'll know that both he and Sumail may be looking to make moves in this area. DD rune for Arteezy picked up. You could think about a Roche mirroring the map as the Dire squad of EHOME invade your own woods, but it's risky.
They're just thinking of farming. Double damage can accelerate his level of farm. Mid lane, Innocence, right next to Crit. He's pretty tanky to get through, and with Faith Beyond being the support, it's not enough damage for them, but won't matter when they get the kill on bottom lane. Flies out once again, but here goes your attack. Sunder's there, Faith Beyond being tossed around. Arteezy with a double damage rune. It's farming both neutrals as well as heroes.
Yeah, it was a cool play by Arteezy. He could have shrined at any moment, but he figured, you know, I have enough mana, and I'm like 30, 40%. This is fine to farm with, because if we find this player with that toss back, it's an immediate Sunder aggressively to find the kill. He'll invade enemy Ancients, but this is a tougher game for EG. You don't have that ability to just shove down waves against an Underlord, and EHOME has a lot more ability to punish you. This game, they're the ones with the save mechanics. EG, if someone gets jumped on by Rasta, you have no method of canceling that disable combo breaking, with the exception of just initiating onto the back lines aggressively.
Speaking of Rasta, Avalanche is going to clip him, but he's underneath his own Mass Serpent Wards. He feels pretty confident just to lend another hit.
OD.
Not to mention OD is ready to jump. 16 intelligence, still stolen. As he jumps in, the Eclipse will instantly get the nuke. The Tiny has no mana, and ASD's orb, it followed Fly through the Icarus dive. A toss out from Crit. It gets a revenge. Sumail will arrive. I don't know if it was in time to get much more, and okay, Underlord is not going to join the fight. And he may have wanted to. Hex on S4. Has the Blink Dagger, so he just jumps over towards the Shaman. Saw him down with a clap. Nothing to deny himself off to, so say goodbye to Shaman. Juggernaut not wanting to be involved in that engagement as well.
You know, I'm getting a little over-aggressive there. I love the initial dive, but if you're going to make that sort of move, the rest of your team has to be a bit quicker on connecting. Jug was top and then rotated towards bottom, because they want to play Faith Beyond in this top lane by himself, because that Underlord TP allows him to rejoin fights from anywhere, but Ego just hadn't got enough time to join in on that dive. They have the vision on the high ground. They have another ward in the mid lane of EG. So if you're EHOME, you'd like to keep playing aggressively in this area. Utilize that vision.
S4 is looking for a target on top lane.
Got Doom
Wants
as well.
to sync with Sumail. Also notice Sumail's item build. Okay, he's going to reveal himself. Blink in, gets the hit. You've already got another control. It's going to be Phoenix jumping forward with the Sunray, trying to burn through the Underlord. They need another Spirit Siphon as they chase Faith Beyond through the tree line. A good kill, and that's Sumail's Blink Dagger.
That's also, those are the 3 heroes with methods of dealing max HP percentage-based damage, and you can see, obviously a 3-on-1, but no matter how tanky Faith Beyond gets, he's always going to be susceptible to these heroes. Look at his ward up top by Y as well. He's sitting on this Tinker ward. Saw EG place that in the previous game. He just wants to stop Arteezy from playing up here. He's done a great job so far of constantly pushing top, forcing someone from EHOME to be here in response. And that's how EG's been playing Dota over the last couple of days, just constantly mirroring their enemies' movements, waiting for the big item timings, and looking for that decisive team fight around an objective.
I don't know if this is the fight that Tuskar wants.
Oh
They'll
my
need to
God.
bring a
Look.
lot more support to come into the tree lines. He's just sitting behind him. Is your first TP arriving? Is going to be the Underlord. Is Dire's defensive observer ward that allows him the confidence to stand on the top lane at least.
CRT just finished the 20-minute butterfly.
Sure.
Yeah, and this is doubling down. Like, this is the, I believe, optimal build for acceleration. Yasha straight into butterfly. I saw Ramses do this at the KL Major in a game where they were just unable to take fights. They felt like they were behind, and he just farmed, and he went a build specifically designed for that.
Well, he does it in this game too, right? Because EHOME doesn't have a natural MKB builder.
Exactly. It's a good point. Both Jug, well, Jug can, but neither Jug nor OD really like to. And
Yeah.
you now have this huge window where you've got that advantage of 35% evasion.
OD wants BKB as well as he's already got the Kaya. S4's walking underneath the observer ward. So Faith Beyond knew this was coming. A 3-man smoke up and they look for flying. That snowball's going the opposite direction and they don't get either because the Hex. Oh, that was only just in range, but thanks to Ether Lens, that range is still enough. S4 trapped in the tree lines, no TP scroll available. 2 seconds before he can get his blink back off cooldown as the tick damage is slowing down, but okay, it's in trouble. Another pit, ensuring Doom doesn't get away, and this will be a kill, but it takes 3 heroes to get it.
Oh, OD,
Ego
they
comes
found
in
him.
for the creep skip, and yep, you're right. They find OD, toss him up, throw him back down again. A Sunder even from Martese. Switch the life out. And Samael, that's a big kill to get. 3-1-3 is the goal for ASD.
Yeah, we were distracted by S4, but ASD drops the hammer as well to try and find the solo kill on Arteezy. Just not enough damage. So, credit to S4 as well. Look at, he's dying in the far corners of the map. No one from EHOME even paying attention to the OD. Well, +1 would have found the kill. And I like that he's playing around the ward. Just not enough damage. So close.
Is EG going to try and force up through mid? You got Metamorphosis available, but it looks like EHOME want to have their own fight. They know Sunder is on cooldown for the moment. But Samel's got a lot of damage behind him. He could just pop that Exorcism.
Got Blink too.
And the physical damage will start to arrive. They start the Sunray over on Underlord. He's moving back behind the tower. There's no mana. He's got no pit. The silence. They jump forward. Shaman can't get the Hex. Samel was so quick on this one. Shaman protected by the snowball. That's the first save. The sharp lockout, mail out. Innocence to go. No, it won't. Toss forward from Samel. Now Serpent Wards get burnt.
Straight into
And
the pit.
Samel, that quick movement.
Yep, he did not have vision on the high ground. He just blind silence. He knows that they're on that hill, doesn't know where, and just figures, I want to take this fight, but if I commit to the Underlord, not only is he the tankiest target on EHOME, but now they'll be able to backstab me from the side. What a play from the young phenom Sumail. I like when he's able to actually play aggressive in these games. It's just nice to see him on something that isn't OD as well.
Also good to see the ability was just kind of overlooked on a Death Prophet a lot. That's silence on the critical hero, the Shaman, the one hero that probably could have totally messed up EG's attack. But they get the attack out, and now EG, they take Roshan. What do you really want to achieve now that you've got the Aegis the Immortal? Is this still a push you wait for Exorcism to come back off cooldown in 80 seconds time and go again?
Yep,
or is it too dangerous to go into EHOME still?
Well, it's all about the cooldowns, and that's what EHOME could look to abuse in this game. Both teams really have cores that are dependent on their ultimates in the case of Terrorblade, meta, but they need these abilities to be able to fight at peak strength. And with Doom up, but DP and Terrorblade's big cooldowns down, I think you just stall, chill, maybe make a smoke move in a minute or two, get some vision up, because if you're EG, you can play aggressively, but you need to have everything in your arsenal ready to go.
Like the only observer ward they currently have on the Dire side of the river is in mid lane, and it times out in 1 minute and 12 seconds. The fresh one they planned to got instantly dewarded by EHOME because they already had their own vision up.
Fly has 2 wards though, and that smoke, so pretty soon we may see them look to link across the map, probably show Sumail or maybe Arteezy, and just sweep straight towards them. EHOME, you're playing into Aegis now, you got to be careful.
Tuskar staying close. The pit, they actually are looking for the Doombringer. The pit will end up catching too as Tuskar tossed away, but OD comes to the front lines, and it looks like Crit will be the sacrificial lamb, standing his ground and dying to ASD. That was definitely a ward mission. Tuskar has no buyback, Atani has no buyback available, and you can just feel EHOME wanting to get aggressive to get as many of these wards as possible. That's why Arteezy may even, he's not going to contest bottom.
Yeah, that's a mistake from Arteezy though. He should certainly be camping those runes once they reveal themselves top. especially considering it's the Aegis and a BKB. EG once again seeding bounty runes. They give away 3, even though they're the team with Aegis and theoretically should be able to influence the map more. But you know, EHOME doing a good job sticking in it. They have Crimson Pipe finished on the Underlord.
Yep. He's got Crimson Guard as well as the
They're going to
pipe.
TP towards bottom. Looking for Artur.
Yep, they're jumping down. Arteezy, he has BKB and Aegis. So even if they get this once, they'll have to get this twice, but they'll start with the Hex, following up in the Shackles. This is the control. First spin, they clean up the creep wave. This will make the Omnislash even more effective.
No.
They toss him. He didn't get the Sunder off.
No, but they used the punch. He can BKB TP now if he wanted to.
Oh boy, the Mass Serpent Wars. Arteezy trapped. Now the Omnislash isolating Arteezy. He creates an illusion, tries to negate some of the damage, and then Sunders Ego! EHOME, they gave the fight to Arteezy as supporters arrived from Evil Jesus. The rest of them, they won out, but Samel is there. Faith Beyond, he can't ulti anymore. They use that to come down. Even the Doom, they can't do anything. OD can attack through his own BKB. He'll back up. You're seeing Crit. He's jumping in through the back lines as the EG lineup. They stampede forward. Look for a target. Faith Beyond the trees just gets his TP off in time. EHOME should be lucky they get away with only the Tuskar as well as the Juggernaut dead. But they're going to lose bottom tier 1 and tier 2.
I don't know what the play was with that one, Toby.
They just wanted the kill, and then again? EG came quick, though. EG came very quick.
For sure, and the damage output. I mean, you're going to. That's the Terrorblade with an Aegis. You know he's going to respawn. You see that he has BKB. If you're going to make a play like that, you've got to be confident all inning. And they effectively just watch the Jug ulti go. There's not nearly enough damage through the BKB to finish the kill. He just gets the free Sunder off on the proper target. And this is the BKB time for EG. You're going to have one finished on Sumail now. S4 is going to finish his, most likely before the next team fight.
Finds his target underneath the Observer and Sentry. Defensive heals up. OD actually hits the ground. That was not defensive. That was aggressive from the Death Prophet.
And you can also see EG. We've seen Doom counter OD constantly. You pick it up for this reason. You can't orb anymore as OD. He couldn't drop the hammer. It doesn't matter that you have a Black King bar. You're not in the fight anymore.
Yep.
And he's picked up a Wolf Creep on S4 as well. So
I was questioning it, man. You picked up OD, and then you were still willing to let the Doombringer get through the second ban phase.
Yeah. For the Puck ban, which is not a hero.
Yeah, it was
like,
Puck and Pugna were the two they chose.
And I can understand the Pugna, but EG's demonstrated that they are at a point they're going to rely on their late game, and you take out a hero I haven't seen Sumail play in months, and you leave this really hard counter to your second pick core.
It's the counter that everyone's been picking up in this tournament.
Which means you know Bulba's going to pick it up.
Yes. Bulba will always take the most obvious route when it comes to the drafting.
You'd argue it's the most effective.
Effective. Okay. Obvious and effective. Love it. Currently the most meta. Skadi is done on Arteezy. Almost 2k HP on the Terrorblade. 45 armor as well. How much damage is even negated at this point?
This is, you look at the net worth disparity. This is because of the way Artur itemized and played this game. You usually do see, like last game, the Terrorblade eventually does take this position pretty far on top of the game. But when you just go full DPS, you accelerate so fast that, yeah, your BKB comes up later, but you know he still has a 9-second BKB now, and it feels like a second Aegis push from EG could just be unstoppable. All you need to do is ensure the Doom goes off on the Outward Devourer, and that's it.
Underlord currently taking the taxi to the bottom lane. That is a fake
another
Terrorblade,
BKB.
but they brought everybody and instantly pinged down by Arteezy. It's like, hey guys, they're all on bottom lane, the scene of our previous crime.
Yep. And this is a tough OD game. You're playing against 3 BKBs in the next team fight, and you got to be concerned about the Doom. If you're EHOME, you got to try and find a pick-off. You want to kill somebody before they get the big ultimate off, and you've got to be concerned just because of the amount of damage Arteezy can do. And look at this, TP coming in.
TP, Shaman, they were waiting for him. The Dire Observe Ward was too shallow. Shaman does have buyback available, but you can see Crit trying to capitalize on it, picking up the Tuskar, throwing it back in. He'll snowball, but Arteezy arrives, metamorphoses up, all the damage available, even a creep wave, so no backdoor protection. They have to buy back on the Shaman. The defense onto Arteezy.
He's doing a great job of reading EHOME's movements. They know, like,
they're rotating.
They know that they're bottom. They see this Underlord TP coming out. Bounty runes have spawned. Fly grabs one. He's on his way. The DP ult gets popped. They're going for it.
Yeah, with Exorcism, the amount of physical damage that EG outputs is so big. Very defensive Mass Serpent Wards behind the tower, but EG, they'll farm it up with Arteezy. A pit not going to come down or complete, but they can just rotate, push a different lane. Creep Wave will come in through mid. They just move up to top instead.
Gotta be careful. The meta and DP ult will be fading off soon. You don't want to be caught in an engagement here. Get the tier 3. Get the hell out of here.
They can take the shrine. That's the easier target for them. Yeah, then again, it secured them a kill on Shaman. That was a very crazy blind TP out from EHOME.
And you can see it's tough as a viewer to appreciate the way teams will play around their vision or lack of it. The first game, you could see EHOME just reading the map better than EG. This time, just they have a read on what they're doing, and they find that one kill, and because of the Terrorblade, because of the amount of damage output that this draft can do to structures, it really just takes one opening, and all of a sudden the base is exposed. Roche spawns in a minute, your Shrine top is dead, EHOME now a racks down, and if you look at the itemization,
look at the items. Look at Arteezy, man. Look at the money he's got.
Yeah.
He's actually got practically a full Daedalus in like 30 seconds, if that.
And what's the progression from the Jug? You know, he finished the Mjolnir a while ago. That Butterfly is not going to do anything. You said how much Artur, like he has 48 armor. A Butterfly is not going to help you deal enough damage through his BKB to take him out before Sunder. And OD's going Lincolns.
I think it was Casper I was talking to just yesterday, and he's like, they did the math, and it was something like 82% damage reduction against a hero like a Juggernaut who wants to Omni Slash and get all that physical damage down. It's like, it does absolutely nothing to the Terrorblade, and he's still got Sunder.
And we saw this happen a couple times in the event. I've been pretty critical of taking Jug into the Terrorblade. Sure, you can outlane him, but game like this, your damage output is nothing in comparison to a Demon Form TB.
They were really hunting for a kill. Innocence is in no man's land. He managed to steal an Arcane Rune. That's one upside. But EHOME, their aggression doesn't work. EG, as you said, they got a good read on the map. They understand that EHOME wanted to come out. They position their heroes perfectly to break the smoke the second you go up these cliffs. And that's all it is. Like, there's 3 perfect cliffs that allow them to control the northern side. And no way for EHOME to walk up it. They have no flying vision. There's no Beastmaster in this game. And damn, Tusker is trying his hardest to try and get rid of some of the vision.
You have now the ASD OD with the Lincoln Sphere. If he gets the BKB off, there's no way they could cancel that to doom him through it. That's so you will have that 8 seconds of immunity, 9 seconds rather. This is a big, you need to fight them at Roche. And you need to go big.
Second Roshan, but it dies so quickly.
Yep.
How do they fight them? They can't get there in time.
I don't think you can. You can already see EG, they know they have the damage in the pit, no problem. Just ensure that EHOME can't respond. This is now a cheese on your Death Prophet. Arteezy with the Aegis.
ASD do not feel confident right now. They smoked out before Roshan was even close to being done. He'll blink and try and run. There's the blink forward from S4 and just BKB, TP away to safety. That is commitment to survive.
But that means there's no BKB. And I was just talking about how that's a huge timing for a fight. It's now removed, and EG's like, all right, cool. They're going to beeline towards the enemy base, possibly look to force an engagement before that comes off cooldown. Take bottom shrine for free first, most likely. But that base now, you got to be real concerned if you're EHOME.
S4 has even grabbed the creep waves on bottom lane.
Here they go.
This will allow the Radiant creep wave to move as quickly as they can. Bottom lane, the attack arrives, fortifications available, they'll burn it, try and waste a little bit of the time of the exorcism. The silence didn't really do a lot to Faith Beyond. He's even loaded us all up. That's a good 3-man pit, but where's your follow-up? Where's your attack? Mass Serpent was defensive, something. They actually trap over on the Terrorblade, but the damage is being done already. The tier 3 tower is gone. Samel is focusing on the racks. The Crimson Guard is actually delaying this fight, and they toss back in Faith Beyond to look for the attack. Terrorblade, he's dropping low, but Aegis Immortal is still available. Even with the Snowball forward, the Lotus Orb, it'll send him back. This is actually really problematic. They're going to go deep under the tier 4 towers, but Arteezy BKBs, there ain't no problem here. EHOME's going, they're dropping like flies. 2 heroes down, but flies revive. As Innocence wants to keep this battle going. This will be a second full lane of racks now taken. Top lane is the only thing that survives for EHOME. They don't have the Shaman, but they want to fight. Sunder already getting the life back into the Terrorblade. It's not like he's already got the Aegis, the Immortal available too. where's the sustain? There's no Omni Slash. The Doom is out, and they're all going down. Say goodbye to Tuskar. Juggernaut is doomed. He's the one that can't get back to safety. Then OD, he's starting to build up some intelligence, but he's got no other team to be the front liner.
The deny comes out at the end there. EHOME will call the GG.
GG. Well done by Evil Geniuses. Game 1 looks really close for EHOME, even though they had a draft problem. But Game 2, the draft looked better for EHOME, but EG's execution and the read of this game was on point.
Yeah, they played much better. I think Arteezy specifically had a great game. An easier task as well. Just farm, get big. EHOME, a couple of ineffective fights lead to an insurmountable advantage acquired by EG. A tough game for them to close out once you make those mistakes, but they should feel proud. They won the minor. They're top 6.
It's still
Nothing to be ashamed of.
It's a terrific performance. It's great experience for these players. You were mentioning at the start of Game 1, it's such a young lineup, and to be pressured in these kind of situations, you realize there's a couple of mistakes arriving, but they get the experience. So next time, EHOME come back stronger. They're the future of China, which means they're not currently what China has. That's our next game.
Exactly.
That's our next game. That's the top Chinese team playing in our next series up against Fnatic. LGD will be the next one up. But EG, at least they're still discussing. They should not be happy with just this victory. They still need to push harder if they want to, 1, secure the points for TI, but 2, just prove to themselves that they can win a major.
Exactly. I have yet to see this team really play up to its potential. You look at the roster on paper, you're thinking this is a squad that should be in the conversation for best team in the world. And right now, they're still that 1 tier below those superstar squads. And this is a superstar squad. They just haven't had like the results that they want. They've now, I think, gone back. They finished 3rd at the last major.
Correct.
They've now guaranteed top 4. So you're having this team wants to win.
Yeah.
All right. Sumail compares himself to Michael Jordan, who is not famous because of losing before he made the finals.
Yeah. They need to break the Arteezy curse. That's really it.
Yeah.
Like, find a way to get a victory, get this guy a crown, because damn, he's the Prince of Dota.